Welcome to Podcast Generation Z, where stories inspire action and every word sparks a new beginning.
Welcome back to Podcast Gens, the podcast where stories meet reality. I'm Adam, and today we're diving deep into something every young person feels, but not everyone talks about: the chaos of chasing success while trying to stay sane. Our topic: youth hustles and healing, growing up in a world that stresses you out. Today's guest is someone who truly lives what she talks about. She's a designer, content creator, and mental wellness advocate. Please welcome Nita.
Hey, Adam. Thanks for having me. This topic, it's honestly the story of my life.
Adam, sometimes it feels like we're all running a race we didn't even sign up for. Everyone's grinding: school, jobs, content, side hustles, gym, everything. Do you ever feel like it's all too much?
Every single day. We grew up hearing, you can be anything, but no one told us that being everything at once would burn us out. It's like every minute you rest, someone else is building, learning, posting, and you feel guilty for just breathing.
Exactly. I once tried to take a weekend off, and I ended up scrolling through other people's achievements. It's like rest became something to apologize for.
Yes, we confuse movement with progress. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your future is to pause.
Tell us about your work. I know you've got multiple side hustles going on.
Yeah, I started selling vintage clothes online 2 years ago. At first, it was pure fun. I loved the creativity, styling, and helping people find pieces that made them feel confident. But soon, it became about numbers: sales, engagement, analytics. Suddenly, passion turned into pressure.
That sounds familiar. I know people who start a YouTube channel or art page for fun, and then once it gets attention, they start losing the joy.
Exactly, because your hobby becomes your identity. If you don't post, you feel like you're disappearing. You start thinking, who am I if I'm not productive? And that's scary.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room: mental health. It feels like burnout is becoming a lifestyle now. People joke about being tired all the time, like it's part of adulting.
That's true, but it's also a cry for help that we're normalizing. The culture tells us work harder, sleep later, keep going, but the body and mind have limits. Last year, I had a breakdown. I was juggling work, university, and my store. One night, I just cried for hours because I felt like nothing I did was enough.
That hits home. I've been there too. Sometimes you achieve something and still feel empty. Like success loses meaning when you're emotionally drained.
That's because we're measuring worth by output. You are not what you produce. You're a person, not a project.
You mentioned earlier how social media affects us. Do you think it's possible to stay healthy mentally while being online?
It's possible, but it takes boundaries. Social media is like fire. It can cook your meal or burn your house. If you don't control your feed controls you.
That's a quote right there. But what's one thing you changed that made your online life healthier?
I stopped following people who made me feel less than. I replaced them with accounts that inspire, not drain. And I started posting for me, not for validation. The difference in peace was huge.
That's so important. The mute and unfollow buttons are underrated therapy tools. I feel like nowadays even self-care has become a performance. People film themselves meditating or journaling.
True. We've turned healing into content. Don't get me wrong, sharing can inspire others, but sometimes we end up performing peace instead of practicing it. I've posted videos of calm mornings while inside I was breaking down.
I get that. It's like we're performing for an invisible audience, even in our private lives.
Yeah, real healing is messy. It doesn't look aesthetic. It's tears, silence, and courage to keep going.
If you could redefine success for our generation, how would you describe it?
Success is waking up without anxiety. It's having time to eat breakfast without rushing. It's sleeping peacefully because you're proud of how you treated yourself and others that day, not because you hit a goal.
That's beautiful. I think society sold us a version of success that's noisy, but peace is quiet.
Exactly. And sometimes success is saying, I'm done for today, and actually meaning it.
How do you personally balance ambition and rest?
I used to glorify being busy. Now I schedule rest the same way I schedule meetings. I call it active resting, going for walks, journaling, or just watching the sky.
That's so healthy. I think our problem is that we see rest as a reward instead of a requirement.
Exactly. If your phone needs to recharge, why don't you?
Let's say someone's listening right now, exhausted, lost, feeling like nothing's working. What would you tell them?
I'd say, you're not broken. You're just tired. You're not behind. You're in progress. Life isn't supposed to be linear. You'll bloom at your own pace, not when the internet tells you to.
That's powerful. And I'd add, don't measure your growth by comparison. You're fighting battles no one else sees. What does healing mean to you personally?
Healing is forgiving yourself for past versions of you who didn't know better. It's being kind to yourself even when you fail. It's realizing that rest, love, and softness are not weaknesses. They're strength in disguise.
That's gold. It's like turning pain into wisdom, right?
Exactly. Healing isn't about avoiding pain, it's about learning to sit with it, to listen, and to grow from it.
If you could talk to your 18-year-old self right now, what would you say?
I'd tell her, you don't have to prove your worth. You already have it. Life isn't a checklist, it's a rhythm. Some days you'll dance, some days you'll crawl, but keep moving.
That's beautiful. To everyone listening, you are not your productivity. Take breaks, breathe, grow slowly. And remember, healing isn't the opposite of ambition, it's the foundation of it. This was Podcast Genies. I'm Adam, and this was Youth, Hustles, and Healing. Until next time, stay grounded, stay kind, and keep creating meaning in your chaos.